Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer. Today we're going to talk about the 5-star predictions of books that I have in my pile of possibilities for the month of September. I actually have 6 possible 5-star books for the month of September, which is amazing and exciting, and I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but this is the first video in my series going to talk about which books I think will be 5 stars. And the next month I'll come back and talk about which ones were, which ones weren't, and then talk about new possibilities for the next month. So hopefully you enjoy this new addition to my video series and my reading updates and things like that. So today I wanted to show you the 6 possible books. As you can see, there are 6 of them here. And one is a stand-in for a book that I haven't purchased yet, but I will be. Hopefully the month of September I will purchase one of them. But let's start with the first book that might be a possible 5 stars. So I'm just gonna go right off the top here and talk about Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon. And so this again was a recommendation from a friend, and I got this on my trip to Chicago. And so I'm excited to see how I like this one about a midwife in the 1789 and the births and deaths and everything in between, and how this happens during the winter time for this person. So hopefully this book is an interesting read. It's not something I typically read, but I'm intrigued. So we'll see what I think of this one for sure. All right, moving on to the next book. Christina Lauren is, I've read I think 2 books by this author now, and the first book that I ever read was a 5-star, The Love in Other Words. And so we'll see if the Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren is also 5 stars. I'm listening to this one on audio, and so we'll see what I think of this one. Hopefully it is an interesting read. It is about a set of twin women that one of them gets married into her husband, and then they, on the night of their wedding, from their buffet, get food poisoning, and as well as everyone in the wedding party except for the maid of honor and the groom's best man. And so they are asked if they want to go on the honeymoon for the newlyweds since they have food poisoning. And what that involves, of course, it's a romantic rom-com, so some shenanigans ensue, and so we'll see what happens between these 2 people. Right now they have a strong dislike for each other, so do they fall in love, do they not fall in love, what actually happens? I love Christina Lauren books because they have a real life elements to them. It's not all sunshine and roses. There are some compelling different obstacles that people in true life that they're dealing with, and so it just feels more relatable when I think different things are happening and there is some different things we can talk about, which is very compelling to me. A more substantial romance book, which I much appreciate having that in romance books. So moving on to the third possible 5-star, we have Revenant-X by David Wellington. This is the sequel to Paradise 1. It is a chunky sci-fi book. Not to spoil what happens in the first book, but it's a continuation to the Artemis crew, and so what happens to them as they deal with the next set of challenges on their space mission. So I am really into sci-fi right now, so hopefully I get to this one very soon. And so moving on to the one that is a placeholder, this is, the actual Doomsday, Carol's Doomsday Scenarios. This is the 2nd book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. This is a stand-in for the 3rd book, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. So I'm hoping to get the 3rd book very soon. But the first 2 books in this series has actually been 5 stars for me. So I'm hoping it continues and have a streak of 3 5 stars, which would be the first time ever that I have continued to have that many stars and that good of a rating for a series. And so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully this is a great adventure. Hopefully I get that book purchased soon. And then moving on to the 5th book of a possible 5 stars is The Measure by Nikki Erlick. This is a first book of this author that I'm reading. It is about everyone receives a length of string in a box. all on the same day. Every adult that was over the age of 22. And do you choose to open your box or not? And the social implications for that for your society, for your government, for you as a person. And all of that involves many people throughout their lives and what happens results of the spring that appears. And so this is a very compelling read. We'll see what I think about this. It just sounds like a very interesting premise and an interesting story. So hopefully this will be a 5-star as well. I'm excited to check this one out. I've heard really good things from a lot of the people that I follow on BookTube about this one. So we'll see what I think. All right, moving on to the last possible 5 stars, which is also the biggest book, as you can see. It's The Will of the Many by James Islington. Let's try that. And so I'm hoping to get this book read this month, so then I can hopefully see if I want to continue on with this series with the sequel coming out here, I think the next month or two. And so hopefully this is an interesting read. I think I'll be really interested into it. I'm thinking about listening to it on audio, but again, this sounds very compelling. It is about, I'm interested in this one because it is a fantasy novel that talks about an academy, and I love a good academy, dark academia, that kind of intrigue to see what happens. How I like this one. Hopefully I enjoy this first in a new series. Well, those are the 6 possible 5 stars here in the month of September. So stay tuned, come back in the month of October and check out some of the new 5 stars I'm interested in reading for the month of October. There should be some horror and some sci-fi, some more fall books in that take, and then we'll also find out which 5 stars I actually got for the month of September. Well, thanks for your interest in this specific video. I'll see you guys all very soon. Bye!